Back here in Lagos, the anti-fraud unit of the Force Criminal Investigations and Intelligence Department at Labon Close, Lagos, say they are closing in on a syndicate of international fraudsters that specializes in fleecing depositors of millions of dollars at banks across the world at a hideout in Lagos. Addressing newsmen on this development, the CP Dan Okoro said the group targets domicile accounts with big limits of between $1 and $5 million, most times in connivance with insiders in banks across the country. Also recovered from the fraudsters were cloned websites of the Central Bank of Nigeria, UBA, Union Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and those of American financial institutions, Chase Bank, USAA, and Wells Fargo and Company.
Have unraveled circumstances surrounding fake bank documents, corporate body documents, Federal High Court documents, CBN documents, individual documents, multinational documents that a group of syndicates are now printing and circulating to members of the public, and multinational, onshore, offshore. And this group of persons dwelled in areas of forging these documents and circulating to innocent persons.
So retrieved from the suspects' mobile phones were more than 50 audio recordings between the leader of the gang and other gang members, including insiders in the bank.
These syndicates are with us now. We are still investigating, but we want to sound a word of notice to the members of the public to be very careful about these syndicates who are now demanding for credit cards and demanding for account numbers, and with the assistance of their collaborators who are insiders in the banks and corporate offices, multinationals. Should be very careful. People should keep their identities as secret as possible, and that is why they are called passwords and why they are equally called PIN numbers. And these syndicates are operating generally now within the shores of this country and even outside. And most of them are with us now. We have been able to penetrate into them. They clone domain of people, and they clone websites, and they continue to operate in the assumption that they are members of the very corporate body that their documents have been cloned.
Okoro lamented that the frauds were going on and the banks were not informing the public, the customer and the innocent depositors, saying in one instance a victim was fleeced of $1 million, which members of the syndicates shared using what they call 40-20-20-20 formula.
We are now investigating most of these areas that are in question. We have documents to show members of the public, and those of them who their documents are shown should come forward for us to be able to streamline what is really going on. There is serious cyber attack that is going on now. It's an issue of the high-tech war that is in cyber attack these days, and people should be very careful about that. We equally stumble on those who operated at Banana Island in the name of transfer of huge sums of money. We have equally arrested a young man from a Union Bank in Bayelsa who moved millions of money in the name of transfer, and it was found to be a fraudulent transfer. These monies in questions, these millions have been recovered and been handed over to the owners of the said millions.
To further develop his officers on effectively combating cyber criminals, the Commissioner of Police and his main paid a visit to CyberSOC, a Lekki-based incident response and security service firm with capacity for thorough investigation and deterrence of cyber criminals involving in fraud and identity theft.
We have come here this morning to synergize with you and equally to share ideas as it relates to fraud and criminality investigation.
Managing Director of CyberSoc, David Dan, said every nation is prone to cyber attacks but can be checked.
You don't have to be a victim, don't need to sit back and live with the fact that maybe you will be hacked and what's the next problem. You can actually take action and build securities, build processes, build knowledge and capacity to address that when it comes. So your risk will always be here, but your ability to remediate will be very much greater. So if something happens, yes, today we have the means and the technologies to address it practically immediately and take a risk that dropping down a bank to something that is almost impossible. So you can hack to the bank, probably yes. To any bank, probably yes. Just a matter of effort. But how long can you continue that hack? No. You can actually block it. You can actually remediate the damage to close to zero.
The Inspector General of Police, IGP Ibrahim Idris, MNI, I want to sincerely appreciate you for having your time to educate us on all these issues concerning cyber forensics, investigation, phishing, social engineering, and also those who dwell in these areas of breaking into domains. It's a huge educational process that we'll pass through now, and we want to promise you that we'll keep to tap with you, and we'll keep equally to the areas of your security and your intelligence too, that is encompassing the areas of secrecy that borders much on whatever we're doing. Okay, we are basically investigating issues of crime and criminality and areas of fraud that borders much in this country. And because of coming around you, we have been able to develop more, okay, on the educational areas you have given us and the tools. And because we do across the shores of Nigeria, that is onshore and offshore investigation.